He has an early cheer. That's a quick in the intro.
Do you have TV shows and a brand new tour? You do rom, you do rom. Do you have a podcast and just huge allure? You do rom, you do rom. So please welcome with his hustle tour, heading for Reading tomorrow, everybody's favourite rom-com, it's Romesh Ranganathan.
Best intro ever.
Amazing.
And also heading for Reading.
Amazing.
Vassos, were you feeling anxious about doing that before you went into
A tiny bit, and then I thought, you've got to go for it.
It was great. You committed to it, because if you'd have gone half-hearted, that would have been horrible. But actually, as it was, it's one of the best bits of radio I've heard in years.
When he goes all in, he does go all in. I mean, clearly you haven't heard Vassos's amazing rendition of Word Up, which is got to come to you live and direct. Here we go.
No.
Romesh, if you thought that was good, by the way, that was very good.
It was good. It was
that was
really
very
good.
It was funny. It was light-hearted. It was on point.
And I thought you brought a lot to it visually as well, actually, because you were sort of kind of jaunty and you sort of moving to. I really thought it delivered in a lot of ways.
What do you think about this?
Down, pretty ladies around the world, got a real thing to show you sometime. All the boys and girls, show your brother, your sister, and your mother too. But are about to go down, and you know just what to do. Wave your hands in the air like you don't care. Blind by the people.
There's lots of it. I'll spare you the rest. And he was very pleased with himself because that was all off the top of his head. Because that's where did you used to sing that?
On the roof of my car.
On the roof of your car? You never told us that before.
On the roof of my Volkswagen
How come you're on
Golf.
the roof of your car?
I don't know, but I used to sing it on the roof of my car.
How was your roof of the car after that?
Not great.
Hold on, you did that regularly?
Yep, a couple of times with my mate Alex.
Wow.
Is it time for
It feels like there's a lot to unpack there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so you've always been into car cruelty, clearly. You and your mates. Yes. How many cars have you written off? In the last 3 years?
Well, mostly Fiat 500s.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah, he has a thing. He has a thing against Fiat 500s. He buys them just so he can kill them. Anyway, Romesh, it's clearly since you two got together on The Weakest Link, the bromance is just going from strength to strength. He's writing songs for you now, man.
Yeah, it's really sweet of you to do that. Not many people would make that level of effort, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Ron.
Thanks for having me on, man. I love coming on this
show.
Do
you?
Yeah,
all right.
I do.
And you're venturing off into the wonderful world of radio yourself soon.
Yes, yeah, mid-April, I think. I take
Are you
over
excited?
the show. I'm excited.
It's going to be
sort
massive.
of nervous as well. Yeah, you were saying. Thank you.
No, you don't need to be. It's good that you're nervous because it means you care.
Yeah, I do.
It means you care. Okay, so that's going to happen in April. It's going to be huge. I've got big predictions for Romesh Ranganathan. I'll write them down in an envelope, like a Yuri Geller kind of thing. But nobody have seen it before. I'm not saying that Yuri shows people things before or anything like that. By the way, I can spoon bend.
Can you?
Yes, I can spoon bend. I know the secret of spoon bending.
Okay. Well, there's another trick. Sorry.
There are many tricks. Otherwise, those magicians would be struggling.
Everyone keeps doing this spoon bending thing. They need to come. No, I've seen this thing on TikTok recently where somebody puts a hand over a table,
yes,
and and then they pull it away, but the shadow of the hand stays there for a little while,
right?
Like a second, and then.
So you've seen this on TikTok?
Yeah.
So you're busy then?
Well, I spent an hour and a half trying to find out how they did it. It became like my obsession for a good part of yesterday.
This is because you're on tour, isn't it?
I think it might be. You do sort of you do find yourself deep diving into
weird
stuff.
Hurry up and wait. So you're on to talk about the tour. Let's talk about the tour. We'll talk about anything. Doesn't matter. You love it.
I'm happy
we
to
love the way you roll. You love the way we roll. We roll together. RomeshRanganathan.co.uk. Currently on tour. Okay. What's funny? What has quietly sort of slipped off out of the set?
Well, I've kind of picked my first team. Although, to be honest with you, I keep changing it. Yeah. I keep changing the show. But at the moment, well, I tell you what's quite funny is the bit that's I'll tell you what's quite funny. Yeah, there's about 2 minutes in it that I'm really enjoying.
Okay, if you don't want to buy tickets, don't go to RomeshRanganathan.co.uk.
No, this bit I've been developing is my thoughts on marriage in principle.
Oh, excellent.
And it keeps changing every day, but I keep trying to this is the first tour where I've been, not the first tour, but I'm really trying to keep it live, and it's sort of changing every day.
Excellent.
And then a bit that's, if you want to hear a bit, I'm happy to talk about a bit that kind of I squeaked out of the first
It's up
thing.
to you. I don't mind.
Well, I had this bit about, about religion, which is quite difficult to sort of. But I was sort of talking about, if you met Jesus now.
Yes.
Down the pub or something like that.
Yeah.
Would it be more difficult for him to convince you than it was back in the day? I was really in love with this routine.
Mm-hmm.
I really think it could come back as one of my greatest ever routines. However, I haven't found the way to unlock it currently.
So the premise? Give us a bit more about the premise.
Well, the premise is that we haven't seen anything like that recently. The miracles and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
None of that's come about
We could
recently.
do with a miracle.
Yeah, but the counter to that is special effects are a lot better. You see amazing things on TikTok that look a lot better than the fish and the bread stuff.
Yeah.
How difficult is it now to sort of announce yourself, You know what I mean? It's a tougher thing.
So the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Jesus,
yeah.
Good luck, Jesus, if you think about coming back.
Exactly.
So the CGI, he would need JCGI, wouldn't he?
Yeah. I mean, it would have to be live events with no kind of, and you'd have to really make sure that people are able to verify what they were
Have you
seeing.
read the New Testament?
Not recently.
I started reading it last year.
Right.
It is fascinating.
Is it?
Yeah, I can't get on with the Old Testament yet. I don't know if it's like, don't you have to prepare to read Ulysses? Don't you have to? You have to go into training, don't you, to read Ulysses? You have to
Is
read
this
other
right?
books to flex your brain to then get into Ulysses,
Right.
And the Iliad and all that. Yeah, I don't know. You know,
War and Peace is another one.
Infinite Jest is another one, right? Is it
Infinite Jest by
David Foster Wallace?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's that book. I've got that book. That book's insane.
Yeah, you have to. I think it takes about on average 20-25 attempts.
But there are no paragraphs. Well, there are a few paragraphs
Yeah.
like 7 pages long.
Yeah. It's heavy.
That's confronting, isn't it, visually?
It's
to
a lot.
begin with.
It's intimidating. I mean, I've abandoned a book just from font in the past. I
Yeah.
don't
No,
mind
the New
admitting
Testament's
that.
great because Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It is their testament or their testimony, independently of similar experiences, including the feeding of the 5,000.
Right.
And so Matthew says there were 5,000. John says there were like 7,000. And they're not comparing notes. These are independent witness transcripts. And there's a great book that a lawyer in America has written as if the New Testament was a deposition for a legal case. And why? Because of the cross-references. It's probably true in places. That's interesting, isn't it?
Wow, that is interesting.
I think so.
I mean, I might try and fold that in. This could be the thing. This could be the thing that makes.
It might not help.
It might make this might be what makes the routine.
So why wasn't the Jesus routine landing, do you think?
Well, sometimes you sort of like when you're doing work in progress.
Yeah.
You kind of 9 times out of 10, I would say, my initial idea. Now I'm experienced enough that if I think it's going to be a funny idea, it's a funny idea. It can be in the future. Do you know what I mean? It might not necessarily at inception.
How many gigs did it make? How many nights did it make?
A lot. It just some bits you think of, and after 3 times you think, I'm not going to say that again. But I'm in love with this bit. I'm going to make
is it
it
still
work.
in?
No. I
Wait.
took it out for the show, but it might appear later on in the tour.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm still working on it. Like, so I'm still sort
I
of.
like it, don't you?
I'm still sort of gigging outside of the tour.
I like Jesus coming back.
Yeah? You
in
like
a
it?
Pub, bar,
Yeah.
football match.
Yeah, I should have kept my powder dry, really. But anyway, the point is, you might see it later on in the tour.
Can't wait.
If you come to Reading, you won't see it.
Heading for Reading. Is that tonight?
No, tomorrow.
Heading for Reading on Thursday evening. Super cool. Yeah. So what's gone well? What has been your friend on the tour? What are you holding tighter?
The stuff about marriage in principle, the stuff about one of the things that I tried to do on this tour is that on previous tour, well, I'm trying to be honest on stage. That's always my aim, is to be honest on stage. And I've thought that each tour I've got closer and closer to that. And then I thought to myself, I don't want to take a comedic angle for the sake of being funny. So what is the truth, and can I find the funny in that? And actually, it's made the writing process slightly trickier. But I do this bit about how much I love I do love my wife a lot. I've done this bit, and I thought that's a difficult angle, because sort of moaning about your wife, isn't it? And I do a bit of that. But like the starting point being that you absolutely love your wife.
Yes.
And
I love my wife. Full stop.
Yeah, it's a tricky one to find.
Yeah, where'd you go after that?
Yeah, but I've managed to.
So what? Without giving too much away, what kind of flavours are in there?
Well, the truth is, it sort of very much revolves around me being incredibly grateful that she's sticking around. I mean, that's kind of.
See, that's funny anyway.
That's kind of where that goes. Do you know what I mean? So that's I'm really enjoying. I mean, I'm enjoying it partly because it's brand new, but I'm trying to figure. I'm sort of changing it every day, but I'm loving it, man. I mean, it's my favourite thing to do.
We were talking about marriage yesterday, day before, and there was a big piece in the Times yesterday on how to have an argument with your partner if you're married. It was how to have a marital row. It said,
Yes,
didn't
it
on the
was.
front page.
Yeah.
And
It's really good.
You dived a bit deep into that for reasons.
I've got it over here.
Okay. Oh, look at him. He's not lost it, has he? Never leaves you, does he, Vass?
So
Look at
sprightly,
that.
this guy.
That's probably 7.5 minute a mile pace there.
Here we go. Look, because
This is what not to do come April, 10 till 1, Saturday morning.
highlighted
Don't do
bits.
any of what just happened. All right? Otherwise, the emergency tape will kick in.
Yeah.
They'll be going,
We were quiet for
where's
a while.
Claudia when you need her? Graham before that. Go on.
So this is two therapists who've seen 3,000 couples between them. They've been
Okay.
married 36 years.
Yes.
They say conflict can start anywhere. Pets leaving the cap off the toothpaste, inattention to garbage, that sort of stuff. In one case study, one of their couples, a well-educated young couple, started Googling divorce lawyers when the dog pooped under a desk and neither of them wanted to clear it up. They didn't know how to, they say, engage in constructive conflict. So that's the thing. First, you identify whether your issue is solvable or perpetual. Perpetual disagreements are the place where the rug bunches up, and so, of course, we keep tripping over that part of the rug. We all have them. Fighting, you should not be an avoider or volatile, but a validator. Listen carefully to what your partner has to
Give
say.
your partner a good listening to.
Say that makes sense. Say the words that make sense. That's good. Don't broaden arguments out by dragging.
We haven't got
in
time for the whole
other
article,
issues. No,
Vass.
there's
Sorry,
two
mate.
more things. Two more things.
Okay, go on.
Try not to say you always do this. And this is yeah. You always do this, or you never do that. That's bad.
Yeah, that's not going to go down well.
The golden rule is always talk to your partner like they're someone you actually love.
Well, I mean, it's slightly sad that has to be
Yes.
outlined, isn't it?
But surely
Try and
you
talk
do
to them.
love
This is a
them.
good
You know what?
article.
Here's a little tip for you: talk to them like they're a human. Yeah,
tell them
but
how you like
show them some
them.
basic
Go
respect.
on.
But when you row, you sometimes forget that, don't you?
Yeah, that's true. What did you think of Chris's argument management there, where he said we haven't got time for the whole article?
Yeah,
I
that
thought
wasn't good. He wasn't
Well, it's
giving
quite
me a good
direct.
listening to,
It was
yeah.
direct, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's true because Romesh, he's only here for like another 10 minutes. And that's 6,000 words. that
I'm
article.
very avoidant though. I think that's one of my issues. If I know there's a
Something brewing.
Yeah, I kind of tend to duck around. I duck around it. I don't really want to tackle it head on. It's incredibly. I would say it's of my character flaws the most frustrating one.
Well, you save it for the stage. You think this is good material.
Yeah.
Because we say stuff on this show, don't we? Not so much Rachel, but Vassos and I say stuff on this show about our domestic situation that we would never say when we're in that situation.
Yeah. Well, that is I mean, I'm much more honest on stage than I am off. But I'm slightly getting nervous. You know, when you try and figure out stuff and you try and work out your issues, I start to get nervous that I become completely issue-free and then it's just like a silent comedy show. And I don't know, I've got to have some sort of grist for the mill. You know what I mean?
It's all content.
As far as edge is concerned, right? Which has been your edgiest tour so far? When you were punk, Devil May Care, not so much courageous but fearless, wisely or unwisely, it doesn't sort of matter. And where are you now on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd say probably. I mean, I think of it as routines more than anything else. But there are a couple of routines in my Irrational tour a few years ago where I was sort of like 7 or 8. Ooh. And then now, I don't know, like a 6 or. I mean, I'm pretty. I've not changed how edgy I am or how much I go to the edge. It's just what you feel like talking about at the time. Do you know what I mean?
Right, Mark from Bishopstorf, this is good. Please, can you let Romesh know that we turned up for his Southend gig a year early? After surprising the family with tickets and driving them an hour to the theatre, I thought it was a bit quiet when we parked up. We were then told by the staff the gig is in March 2024, not March 2023.
Yeah. That's happened a few times.
This is because you put the tickets on sale so far in advance.
Yeah, you put the tickets on sale before the tour has been written. So you do feel like a bit of a snake oil salesman. I mean, you're sort of you've put this thing on sale and you
Who started that?
Well, I don't.
I think it was John Bishop.
I think it might have been.
I think it was John Bishop.
Yeah.
Because he sold like so many tickets for all his gigs, and they were saying, you're selling so many tickets. We have so many dates. We've got to book these theatres so far in advance now. These arenas so far in advance. You need to announce your tour 18 months. And I think he was the first person to sell out a tour that he hadn't even thought about writing.
Yeah. It does put more pressure. Actually, what it does, it has the effect of you not getting as excited about the sales, because when they go, this is sold out. You go, what's sold out, guys? This is like, the thing doesn't exist. I've got to create this thing that we've sold out of.
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite frightening.
Oh, my gosh. Neil says, hi, Chris. We saw Romesh in Yeovil a couple of weeks ago. How was Yeovil for you before I tell you how Yeovil was for Neil?
It was fun.
Okay.
It's a work in progress, but it's
He
fun.
says he was amazing, uppercase. So funny. Anyone with tickets to see Romesh is in for a great night.
Wow.
Whoa, come
on.
Job done. RomeshRanganathan.co.uk. Get tickets while you still can. They might have to build new arenas just to house the people that want to go and see him. That's an amazing review.
That was incredible. Thank you. That's great. That was worth the trip alone.
So people are going along. They pay their money. They turn up a year early in some cases to come and see you, and they're ready for a right laugh. They are ready to laugh.
Yeah.
You're doing not every night, but a lot of nights. Similar, same material sometimes. You still have a laugh.
Yes, yeah. I
Genuinely have a proper laugh.
think, I think if you enjoy it adds to their
of course
enjoyment.
And they know, don't they?
I think so.
People
I mean,
know.
they don't. When you do a gig that you're not enjoying for whatever reason,
Yes.
and then you do a gig that you are enjoying,
Yes.
the audience will enjoy that. When you're enjoying it, they enjoy it. They don't know why.
Yes.
It's just like this intangible thing. But if the performance, and also the other thing is, you want to feel like that person knows what they're doing. When you go and watch comedy and you feel comfortable,
Yeah.
it just everything becomes easier.
That's the thing about comedians. Like when you get some comedians that are so precise. I mean, you're all precise. Some more veiled than others, but when you get your staccato, your naked, your Jimmy Carrs, with those clipped setups and punchlines, the preciseness, the precision, the American Sniper version of being a comedian. There is nowhere to hide, is there?
No.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how you do it. Sometimes I don't know why you do it, but I get it completely.
Yeah, it's incredibly addicting. I think the possibility of failure and it going terribly wrong is what sort of makes it so addicting. I feel like it really feels great when it's going really, really well, but the possibility that at any moment it could go wrong is quite exciting.
So many other things to talk to you about. This has just come in now. You may have heard the door go there whilst you were responding to the latest part of our conversation. Romesh Ranganathan, 3,000 to 1 to be the next Bond. Actual bet.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Well, somebody mentioned it to me, yeah. 3,000 to 1.
Bond after Daniel Craig, 3,000 to 1. I mean, speak to that if you don't mind.
Well, yeah, sure. What I would say is I don't want to give anything away, but lump on. No, I'm joking.
If you put 10p on, you get £300 and 10p
Well, don't
back.
do that. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that.
Well, why not? It's not 10,000 it's 3,000. The odds could be longer.
Yeah, they could be longer. Yeah, but
so it suggests there might be some scintilla of a chance that it could happen.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not going to put money on a scintilla.
Well, Leicester were 5,000 to 1 to win the Premier League, and they won.
Yeah, that's true.
But you're shorter odds than Leicester in their winning year.
But they were actually in the Premier League. I'm not in the Bond League.
No, but you have acted.
I have acted
in movies.
Yeah.
How many movies have you been in now?
2 or 3.
you can't not remember his only 2.
I can't.
It's a definite 2 or a 3.
No, because there was this German one that I did that I didn't know whether to count on.
There's a German one? You didn't know A, there's a German one. B, didn't know whether to count or not. Why, don't German movies count?
No, they do count. But they do count.
1, 2, 3! Ja, 3!
I was in this film called...
Alles klar! Ja? Wie geht's?
I was in a film called Age of Cannibals years ago.
Right.
And this guy, I basically had an audition over Skype.
Was this when you were still a teacher?
No, I just left teaching. I've been doing comedy a little bit.
All right.
And there's this guy in Düsseldorf, this director, and he said, they said they wanted to audition you over Skype.
Right.
And so he got me just doing the chat, and he said to me, "Can you do an Indian accent?" So I did an Indian accent.
Can you do a German accent?
Yeah. He said, I can't do it. He says, "Why are you talking like that? It doesn't sound like me." And then
sounds
he
like
said,
somebody from I don't know where.
Then he said, "This is good, come to Düsseldorf." So I just flew out to Düsseldorf and did this one scene where I was playing this Indian businessman. And like I was sort of talking to the two stars of the show. It's all about the horrible nature of business. And in order to show my power, I had to slap this servant boy.
Oh.
It was like in the city. I'd never done anything like that before. I mean,
Right.
you know, slaps had happened in the past, but you know, I had to slap this servant boy, and there was like loads of different angles, and I slapped him quite a few times because there's quite a few takes,
Yeah.
and then somebody came over and spoke to me and said, "The last 7 takes, you're not on camera. You're just slapping this. You're slapping this guy needlessly." But I've never watched the film.
Right. Well, you made the cut.
I assume, yeah, somebody watched it and then told me that I was in
So
it.
the other two movies you've been in,
Yeah.
Cinderella?
Yes.
You were great in Cinderella.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks.
You don't seem convinced.
Yeah, I was good in it. Yeah, yeah.
What's the other one?
I don't think there is another one.
You said there were 3.
Yeah, I thought there were 3.
You
but
said
I
there were
don't think
2, unless you count the German one.
Yeah,
We've
but I
counted the
think-
German one now.
No, I think there's
now
only.
you're saying we're back to 2.
I think there's only 2.
You can't. You're a clever guy. You can't. So originally, your answer would have been 1 unless you count the German one. Now we're
Yeah.
like 2, 3. Now we're back to 2 again.
Yeah, well, if we count the German one, it's 2.
Tom Davies is doing very well.
Oh no,
isn't he?
hold on. I was in.
Can't forget movies.
I was in.
This is why you're too busy. We were talking about your time management before.
With the one with had Drew Barrymore in it.
Drew Barrymore.
Forgotten you. I can't remember the name of it. But can I tell you what happened though?
You just forgot you were in a film with Drew Barrymore.
No, but can I? I wasn't
crazy?
I wasn't in a film. What happened was I did film. Tony Collette was in it as well, so I was playing. I was just in this one. No, but
Do you actually have a tour? Are you actually on tour?
Yeah, but I sort of got cut out of it. I was playing this auctioneer.
Right.
I was comparing this
What were
thing.
you auctioning? Charity auction.
Nice. And they said just riff and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I did a lot of riffing, loads of riffing, and I was assured it was really good. But I think that for time, I ended up being sort of
Have you seen Wonka?
an essay. I have seen Wonka.
How good is Tom in it?
Well, I went to watch it with Tom at the premiere.
You did not.
I did.
This is a great story.
Yeah, so I sat next. So obviously Tom's like one of my very best friends. So like, I'd known for a while that he was doing the film, and then he said, "I'd really love you to come with me to watch Wonka."
Yes.
So I was like, 100%. The experience of watching. There's so many things great about that experience, right? Is going with seeing your mate be like part of this cast and this huge thing.
Yeah.
I just felt it just felt incredible to watch.
Yes.
And then to sit there, and obviously, to be honest with you, there's a bit of nerves because you think if this isn't good, I've got to, you're worried about what your reaction's going to be. The film was great. He's unbelievable in it.
Yeah.
I just felt full of goodness and love, and like it was great, man. It was really, really fun. Oh my God, I was in Chicken Run. I've just seen the.
You've been in like all the movies. If you'd like to WhatsApp us, +44 333 000 333 if you know a movie that Romesh hasn't been in, because clearly he's been in all the movies. Oh my God, I just forgot I'm in Chicken Run 2. Miss You Already, Drew
That's
and Tony.
it. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. And then Chicken Run 2, but I'm not really in. I mean, my voice
You
is
are.
in it. My voice is in
Hang on,
it.
nobody's really in it.
No, that's true.
It's an animation.
That's
it's
true.
Aardman
I mean,
Animations.
who's in Chicken Run 2? Nobody, actually.
Yeah.
Nobody's in it.
Oh my gosh. Tom Davies is so good. He came in here the week before it was due to be released. He hadn't seen it yet, and he didn't know how much he was going to be in it. And Tom being Tom, he's so humble, isn't he, about things.
Yeah.
Generally, he's very humble,
really is,
super
yeah.
confident, super genuine, super sincere. You want him on your side. I feel so safe when he's around.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
he's
mean?
great, man.
For so
He's
many
really
different
great.
reasons. And because he's a quiet guy.
Yeah.
He's a man of few words. I mean, clearly he goes on touring, but he's a man of few words. You sense what he's thinking and feeling more than he might let on.
He's a very humble dude.
Yeah, and he didn't know how much he was going to be in this film. He's in it loads.
Yeah.
Isn't he? Up there with all the Oscar winners and it's amazing.
He's really funny. It was an amazing thing. I expected a bit of professional jealousy, but it didn't happen. I was delighted. It felt like progression for me.
We are out of and over time. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having. Listen, I love coming on the show. Thank you so much.
Well-
can I just say, Vassos, your Port Vale thing?
Oh,
can I
yeah.
just
the
can
Port
I
Vale
just
fact.
before I go?
Yes, please.
Your fact was Port Vale is the only football club
In the
not
UK,
named after a
not
place.
named after a place.
Right. Now Arsenal Tube Station was Gillespie Road, and they changed it to be named after Arsenal. But Arsenal Football Club is named after Woolwich Arsenal, which is a place.
Yeah.
So you're
thank
right.
you. So I'm right.
Your fact holds up.
Thank you very much.
What I would say is you undermined it by folding so quickly, but your fact does hold up. Congratulations.
Woolwich Arsenal is definitely a place.
Woolwich is a place.
It's not an area.
It's
a place. It's a place.
Talk
isn't
about
it?
him folding.
No, but listen. If there was a football club,
I've never heard you so high pitched before.
If there was a football club called Romesh's House FC, right? That my house is still a place. Do you know what I mean? Woolwich Arsenal was it was named after.
Woolwich is a place. Woolwich Arsenal is the Royal Artillery, the Arsenal that was at Royal, with all the guns and all the cannons.
But that's a place, isn't it?
That's why they have the cannon on the thing.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is. Yeah.
Are you a gooner?
I am. Yeah, I heard you. I heard you. Your disparaging remarks.
Look, I'm only joining in the fun because it's that time of year again.
Well, listen, I think that this whole thing about I actually agree with you. I think it's.
Remind me of what you agree with me on.
Well, you said this thing of Arsenal winning last night and raising hopes.
Yeah.
And it's Klopp's last year at Liverpool,
Yeah.
and it feels like it's in the writings on the wall or whatever. But I am one of these Arsenal fans that never believes that we're going to win the league, and often I'm proved right. But what I mean is,
and
like,
that's how you be a happy. That's how you're a happy.
I think
Arsenal.
being in the race is like great, man. And like this whole thing of like we've got to win the league. I know Arsenal fans don't say that, but whenever you say you've got to win, every team is trying to win the league. It's like amazing to be in the running, and like even like when we were looking like we were going to get it and we did it in the end, being involved in that excitement of that's what it's about.
I don't know about the stats. Have you come second most in the Premiership?
I don't know, but I don't.
Oh, come on, you must know that.
No, I
it's
don't
a good
know
stat,
that.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a good stat.
Are you becoming the David Duval of the Premiership?
That's
right?
not a tagline I think the club wants.
Do you know
David
David
Duval?
I know of David Duval.
David Duval happened to be the best golfer in the world for 20 years, except for Tiger Woods.
Oh wow!
And so he came.
That is
he came
frustrating.
second so many times.
How do you think he feels about Tiger Woods?
I don't know. To be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. It was a
I
mad
think
question.
actually they get on quite well, and David Duval did finally win a major, which everyone was thrilled for him.
Oh, well,
if it wasn't him, it was Ernie Els coming second to Tiger Woods. But it was
I thought it was anyone else. It was
Yeah.
Ernie Els.
Yeah.
All right, got it. Thank you, Romesh.
Thank you.
You're the best, Romesh.
You're the best.
Good luck in the world of the wireless. Being the main man behind the microphone, I can only suspect great things.
Thank you.
I really
Thank
mean
you
it.
very much. Thanks, man.
I really mean it.
Virgin Radio.